Okay, good evening all. Welcome to the BATC Thursday QR0100 Net. Just turning down some audio. Seems to be working on the streamer using an HDMI camera tonight, so a slightly different video source. Not the best in the world, but it's good enough. Parish notices, don't forget the 50 and 70 megs contest on Saturday from 1 PM to 7 PM British summer time. And of course make sure you've got Saturday 24th of October clear in your diaries for CAT 20. Busy week with a bit of software work here and writing a few articles for CQTV, but apart from that I'll show you the construction that's been going on my next over. Let's put it around to Jen first. So the order will be G4HIZ, G0DQH, we'll slot John G7JTT in, then Mike G0MJW, and then Noel GTZ. I'll publish that on the chat in a minute, but straight over to Jen. G4HIZ to take it, G8GKQ and the BATC Net.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone. G4HIZ on the BATC Net. Thank you very much, Dave, for the introduction. Like we've got. I hope that my sound is okay. We mentioned about some cabling earlier. I'm looking at the chat, so if anybody gives me any feedback, I'll know. Anyway, let me turn down this in my headphone just in case I'm getting any feedback. So not been doing an awful lot. I discovered I have a stack of CCTV camera lenses which I bought some time ago, and I thought I'd play with them. So they're C-type lenses, and I'll just hold one up. Basically they have a four-way connector, and apparently when there's no power connected you can't see anything through them. So if anybody knows what the four pins are, I'll be interested to find out. It looks like it can zoom and focus basically. Anyway, so that was that. And last week my local club, the Medway Amateur Receiving and Transmitting Society, we had an event in a local field suitably distanced, and I did a demonstration of how easy it was to pick up the satellite, and we're talking about the narrowband stuff. So let me just check this chat, make sure we're not missing anything. Okay, good. Thank you. Thanks, Dave, for the feedback on the audio. Yeah, so what I did actually, I had this bit over the top pyramidal horn with a bit of a waveguide adapter made out of 22mm pipe and an LMB, and with my other half, Joan, 2E0HIZ, waving this at the sky and looking at the SDR, we were able to pick up the narrowband beacon pretty easily, and we could have demodulated it no problem. Anyway, there we go. It's just a demonstration for the local club. In these days of lockdown we don't hold our meetings in the usual place, and we were meeting up, you know, a few deck chairs in a park and having a chat and so on. Okay, I'll pass it round then, and I believe we have next is James, G0DQH. So this is G4HIZ, passing it to you there, James.
Okay, Jen, thank you very much. Just check that got audio okay, and we've got video as well. Yeah, good evening everyone. I wasn't here last week. I wasn't too bright. We almost made it, but didn't. And the week before, we spent Mo and I spent a couple of days in Pembroke with Sue, her daughter, and husband Nigel, and Jamie, and we've got some video. So Mo, do you want to wave to Nigel and Sue? Hopefully they're watching in Pembroke tonight on the streaming. So I'm no David Bailey, so you'll have to excuse. So these are some of the videos that we took when we were there 2 weeks ago. So this is the Blue Lagoon. It's an old slate quarry, and it's apparently very deep. And there are conger eels in there, apparently, big ones. And when they finish digging all this slate out, they let the water in, and they use it to jump off the cliff, which you'll see in a second or two. It was quite a nice day when we were there, and we've got a bit more video to show in a minute. But these kids jumped off rather than me. I think the water was quite cold as well that particular day. But there you go. Right. I can just scroll down a little bit and find the next video to come in.
He's not going to jump from there, is he?
And we went out on a boat trip to see the seals from Tenby. And I apologise that the picture's not that brilliant, but believe me, they were there in the background, and the occasional seal would pop up and his head out of the water momentarily. And it was a super really fun ride, and thanks to them for that. And not very long video, so just bear with me. And for lunch, they have a very nice pie shop, pasty and pie shop in Tenby, and I had lamb in my pasty rather than beef, but it's very nice all the same. And last but not least, the view of St David's Cathedral, if anyone's been there. So that's about the pictures, etc. And Sue and Nigel, the picture is going from that dish that you will see up to the satellite, 26,000 miles, 26,000 miles back down, and then it's streamed out for you to look at. Okay, let's go back up here to me. Okay, so that's about it from me on the first over. I'll just go back to that, and then I'll pass it on to the next person. I think is John, G7JTT. Over to you then, John, from G0DQH.
that. I'm assuming I've got audio, assuming I've got video. I'm not going to tune into myself because I'll get wound around. So, very good evening all. I'll let Colin tell you about all the excitement for this evening on SQ. I don't think Rob's going to make it to the net tonight anyway. That's what have I been doing? Not a lot really. Just looking for something interesting to show you. I was going to show you a picture, but I'll mainly been playing around on VLF again. I won't show the monstrosity down there. The E-probe thing working reasonably well. Reduce a lot of the 50 hertz that it's seeing. It's amazing actually. The 50 hertz, the harmonics of which go right the way up to sort of 3-4 kilohertz, which I've managed to reduce most of it. So that's quite good. I'm seeing all the usual European stations, the old subtype ones and the Russian ones and whatnot, but there's a very faint trace there, which could be India. I'd like to think it is, but it is. It's only there when I've got it connected. It's not a birdie. It's when you listen to MF way of decoding it. But so that's really what I'm doing. Work has been incredibly busy again. Although today I actually got a day off, so I managed to get up and see my grandparents today, which is the first time this year. So we drove up to London. They live around by Thamesmead, and which is right the way round the other side of London. And dare I say it, the journey was okay. I've never drove to London and managed to get there and back in reasonable time. So quite chuffed with that. But yeah, it was really good to see him. Grandfather told me a few things today that I've never knew before, which was interesting. Primarily his father, my great-grandfather, who I never met, was stationed at Dorchester during the Second World War, and they got evacuated out to the Kent hop fields. And when they all met back up again after the war, he would never speak about what it was he'd done during the war. And then when he died, he had, my grandfather says, had a phone call from somebody within the MOD, making sure that they had enough money to bury him, and some other bits and pieces, which was very, very strange. So he never knew what battalion he was in. He never knew what it was he'd done, but all he did know that he was based in Dorchester. So I've got to try and do some digging now and find out what he could have done there. I think really radio other than to
Right, have I got a signal? Good, I think so. Just stop the audio feedback. This is going to be a rather short. It's going to be a rather short over, I suspect. But I'm using the H.264, H.265 encoder box again. This one, hopefully it's working this time, and it might even be an H.264. So we'll see. It looks like H.264 by the poor quality of the video. So anyway, there's a lot of excitement, and I'm going to disappear now, so I'll just have this one over, because I'm going to try and work some DX on 77's DATV. That's what everyone's doing. The conditions are very good, and Rob's up on the moors, M0 DTS, and waiting to see
who can work him. So that's what all the excitement will be, and some people may have received him, and others, because they were set up for the net and not for receiving terrestrially, haven't yet. So I'm going to do that. Otherwise, not a lot to show. I think the one thing that was mentioned, where's it gone? There it is. Okay, so there wasn't any audio with that, but hopefully you got the idea that you need to check the box for H.264 force compliant on to get it to work, but you also need to load a patch which makes it work, which Rob M0DTS produced, which makes it work on H.264. Otherwise it seems to refuse to do it. So that's how you set that up. That's enough from me. I'll go back to the test card, and well, see you next week.
Yes, evening all. HETZ. Right. Yes, I caught the tail end of the excitement on SQ, so I'm not going to hang around either. I want to go see if I can see Rob on 77s. But things happening here. Been out playing on 122 gigs again. Was out the weekend in the contest doing 24 and 76 gigs. But this weekend, of course, is the 50 meg contest, and I realised I've got a bit of a problem, and I'm now panicking a bit because I realised I haven't got a 50 meg bandpass filter for or a 50 meg bandpass filter on receive. So I'm hurriedly building one of these devices. That's the plan. BCSG, and that's on the bench as we speak. I didn't have a box to build it in. I didn't have anything, so this is all the shack's in a right mess. Building stuff. What happened was I had two filters, and I thought one was 50 and one was 70. It turned out they were both 70, so I've got two filters on 70 megs. My video's crap today, isn't it? That looks horrible. I wonder why that is. Oh well. So I had two filters, one on 70 and one on both on 70. So I'm currently knocking up a 50 meg filter in time for the weekend. Also I've got the tune the PA up, and I've got to build the aerial. I bought an Innovate antenna, and I've got to build it. So I've got lots to do tomorrow to get on the air for Saturday. Anyway, I probably won't come back. I'm going to see if I can see Rob, and I'll see if I can do it as well as being on the QO100 net. But we'll see. Right, round to whoever is next. You said it, no, my video's horrible. Yeah, I don't know what's happened. It's the normal FFmpeg peg system, but it looks pretty ghastly. Anyway, there we go. Right, KLB's next, and he can tell you all about it. HGTZ. HGT.
Right, okay then. Hopefully that's going to come through. I should actually just check there's some audio there. There we go. Come through. Yeah, there we are. That's all right. Excellent. Yeah, using the standard setup here. I can't really show anything else. I'm just using the Logitech webcam. I'll master the wonders of OBS at some point. Difficult to get it into this, but I have done it before, but only when I've been using the H.265 arrangement, which is an entirely different setup. But we'll have a go at that at some point, because it makes it easier to show, what you want to show. My normal system, I just use a camera and the usual video mixer, etc. But that isn't plumbed into this particular port style. Well, yes, there's been a bit of excitement. Rob M0DTS is out on the North Yorkshire moors, as is somebody else is out by the sound of it. So, and decided for a laugh he might try and send us a signal down in Bournemouth. And so I haven't got a particularly good 77's beam actually. I've got a JB Mate over 8. It's a fairly short, it's only about that long, and is very, very wide as well in its beam width. But that suits our purpose for what we use it for. So it's fine for that, but less good for the DX. But nonetheless, we had a go, and we had to drop down to 125, some SR125. But we did get this result. I don't know if this is going to work. If this would be ridiculous. Try and show you the viewfinder through that. That'll be a laugh, wouldn't it? But I'll give it. Let's give it a go. I'll probably misalign it maybe, but you might see something. I won't know for a little while whether you'll see anything or not on there. But will you see it? Will you not see it? I don't know. Yeah, there we are. So there's some pictures. Some pictures from Rob that we received after the net had started, strictly speaking. But there we are. But the excitement was such that we had to go. So that was 70 SEMS, 437 megahertz, and we dropped down to 125 to get the signal through. We tried 333 initially. I didn't see an awful lot, to be fair. But the 125 was just enough to get the job done. So that was a bit of excitement, because that's a fair old distance on 70, and conditions are a little bit variable. Malcolm is down in Devon, and he can work them on 2 meters quite well. And the last I heard, he had 3 lights on his mini tuner, so that's like really close. So I guess he might well have done that. He wasn't actually beaming at him then. He was actually beaming to me, so it's a little bit further round. So hopefully he'll get a signal as well. So that's a fair old jaunt. That is down to there. And now others have decided they want to play as well. So so there we are. So that was very exciting on GB3SQ Net this evening. It's a shame I hadn't quite got into wiring up the 2 Ryde receivers. Here they are. Here are the 2 Ryde receivers now finished. They're sporting the latest front panel design, or our front panel design. This isn't the BATC one, but there we are. A bit of a reflection there. I've gone a bit too glossy, haven't I? Really, but it looks cool in real life. So they're both the same. So there they are. You can see them. They're ready to be attached to the repeater now. And I've just been doing mundane things like the last thing I've just been doing, just little boring things like making power cables for them. So that'd be 2 Rydes and an analog receiver. The power. So, but it's boring work. But you have to do. You have to. They don't work very well without it, do they? Right. Okay then. We finally got some wire that's real copper and not aluminium covered, copper coated aluminium. I bought several reels of the wrong wire in my time, so we've actually got real copper now. So I'm happy with that. Right, Tony is next, is he? Okay then, Tony. So, right. Oh, David's next, is he? Okay, I'm not quite sure now, so I'll just drop carrier. Hopefully one of them will know which one his turn it is. Okay then, 7-3s for now. We might get another go, but I do have to go to work. So 7-3s for now, G4 KLB. For now, G4 KLB.
Oh, the audio clearly works then. Okay, Colin, thanks very much. I thought I'd take it rather than throw Tony straight into it. What I've been busy with really is nothing groundbreaking. It's another ride. But this is the BATC reference ride, the one owned by the club. Raspberry Pi 4, Mike's excellent breakout board, standard BATC mini tuner, and the bit that's under construction at the moment is the front panel, again with Mike's excellent button array on the front, so that's just being finished off, and that'll be used for building all the shop SD cards and for testing new builds after they've been developed. I have another ride that in fact is doing the stream at the moment, that I do actually all the development work on, but I need another one to test on, so that would be really useful. So lots of drilling and the like this week, not so much soldering. Unfortunately, I won't be on for the 50-70 megs contest. 2 reasons: lack of gear, and also I've got a family commitment going up north at the weekend, so I shall be away. But it will be good to see plenty of you on this Saturday. I'll look at the results on that. As for the lift, yeah, I might even take a look myself, but I'm way down in a hole. But I'll see what I can see on 70, because I do have an aerial that points roughly Rob's way. So I'll try that in a minute. Jen, the lenses you mentioned, no idea, I'm afraid. I take it I haven't got any markings that are Googleable. Don't know anything about those. So I wonder if they're zoom or just fixed focus. Videos came across well, James. Good to see those. And John, you've clearly been working on OBS as well, because there are more things around the screen. I seem to be captionless, so I just like to have a call sign up there. Right, I will pass it round to Tony now, and after Tony it will go back to Jen. So G0AZQ to take it, and the net G8GKQ.
Just got rid of the audio feedback. Anyway, yeah, unfortunately I couldn't hear you, Tony. There's something wrong in the audio chain there. But I'm desperately reconfiguring my stuff in the background to see if I can pick anything up from Rob DTS. So once we've had this over, I shall use my spare receiver and 70cm antenna, see what we can get. Anyway, so yeah, interesting. I noticed the comment on the chat from John. Oops. Oh dear. Concerning the lenses, in fact these are marked up two different types. They are zoom lenses, and it has a, well, basically it's got a TW setting and a focus setting, and one of them is marked up Ernitec, ERNITEC, Japan, and oops, the other one is marked up Tokina, TOKINA. So yeah, anyway, there we are. I'll have a play with them. I guess I did see something online about similar lenses, and they seem to be sort of 12 volt operated. Well, I'll have a go with a 12 volt supply, limited current and so on, and see what one can do. Okay, well I won't hold it any longer. So it's been nice having the net tonight as usual. Last week was quite interesting because early in the week we had the announcement about we decided to get a holiday instead of doing the preparations for the wedding, so all got mixed up. In actual fact, we spent some time down in the west and actually visited Salisbury one day. So
Okay, G0DQH, just check that I've got audio, which I have. Okay, I'm not going to be around for very long, quite a short hour actually. I'd like some help. I don't know whether anyone, if you can see this. I'm restoring a battery portable radio, and this is the low tension plug and socket. I turn it around the other way. It's got a large pin and a slightly slimmer pin on the plug, and I've got the socket for it as well. I've got that, but what I actually need is the HT plug, and if I could get the socket as well, it'd be brilliant. If anybody's got one of those lying around that they want to get rid of, I'm quite happy to swap for two of these, and they're DC to DC converters. I've got quite a few of these, so if you know, I'm quite happy to swap two of these for that plug, and hopefully a socket as well. So there you go. Right, I'm going to disappear. We've had a bit of a catastrophe here this week because We've got solar PV on the garage roof, but we've also got 2 solar panels on the house, and it started to leak glycol. So hopefully next week someone will be along to sort that out. And of course we miss it not working because we get free hot water. So anyway, hopefully that'll be sorted by next week. Okay, that's about it from me, and hopefully I'll be here next week. Next Thursday apparently they're coming to do that job on the solar, so hopefully we'll be back in operation again by then. So G0 DQH in Chandlersford, just north of Southampton, and saying good evening to everyone, and
And for all of us, one of the things that we all, let me just get rid of my own audio. Right. One of the things we all do, me included, on more than one occasion, is forget that we're muted. Now, watch what happens when I mute. So, talking away, 1, 2, 1, 2. There we go. And when I then come off the mute, you should see that the audio responds back again and the counting disappears. I keep forgetting about delays and stuff. So that is within OBS. I did it a little while ago and I've forgotten what I've done now, but it's there is a plugin you can get which will detect if something's muted or if it's live. So you can have it the other way around. So if you've got a microphone that you want to keep muted, then this will tell you when it's not muted, or vice versa. If you've got something that's muted and you don't want it muted, it'll tell you. Very useful. It doesn't work if you've got one of these things because it doesn't detect that that you've got no audio. All it detects is that the wiper on the sorry, I'm pointing at something you can't see, obviously. The wiper on OBS is muted or not. So that was that. And I'm sure there was something else. No, with all the excitement with Rob being out, I better pass it around to somebody that's able to hopefully uplink him to the to the satellite, maybe. Who knows? So round 2, MJW G0. No, I'm not G0. I'm not by myself. G7 JTT round to G0 MJW.
Bum, bum, bum. Am I there? Or am I? Bum, bum, bum. Is I must be. Or am I? Right. Good. Yes. Oh, that was a bit of fun. I did receive Rob for about 10 milliseconds. Well, no, a bit longer than that. But
very, very heavy QSB, and he's not there at the moment, but he's been in and out on this receiver here. As I say, I did receive him, but the enormous QSB. So it's I have received him probably for 3 or 4 seconds. Nothing more. So it's not a good path. I think he's trying with Mike MJW at the moment. I don't know if they're still using him. He's running 250. But yeah, it's going through a bad patch at the moment. But it went up to D4 at one time, and then came right back down to D nothing. So it really is. It's a very unstable path. So I was hoping to show you some green lights, because it's very exciting getting green lights on mini tuner. It's not playing ball. Let me just see if he's still on. So yeah, apart from that, as I say, big thing is trying to get ready for the 50 meg thing on Saturday, and hopefully conditions are still going to be up for that. It's a bit extreme actually, because last Sunday I was out at Walbury Hill doing 100 gigahertz, and this weekend I'll be up there running 50 megs. Bought one of these innovation antenna dual banders, 50 meg and 70 meg, and it's incredibly well made, but I think it's going to be a bit of a handful for portable, because it's quite large, and I think you're probably going to have to make it up each time you use it. So it's not perhaps not ideal. But anyway, I think Mike's probably having a bit more joy than I am with Rob, by the looks of it on the chat. So there we go. But yes, I did receive him, so that'll do. Right. I'll put my fizzle back again. Who does it go to? It goes to Colin next. So I'll pass it round to Colin. Yeah, KLB next. 8GTZ.
Okay then, excellent. That's all going all right. I'm sort of multitasking, excellent, like some of us are. That's all going all right. I'm sort of multitasking. There we are. I can never find the mute on this. I'm using Scan and Tune for the QO100. It's performed perfectly, no trouble at all. Now that everyone's using the same. That's right. SQ just turned on. There seems to be a harmonic somewhere, despite the multiple filters. It seems to trigger. What is it triggering? That's the point. Can't see any receivers lit up, so something's activated it. Anyway, yes, I did see some more locks from Rob. So I'm not sure what he's doing at the minute. DXspot.tv is the place probably to communicate. He's got saying 250 at the minute. I'm not sure what's going on there at the minute. 333. You were getting him on 333, were you? And let's have a look. I've got carrier lock, so 333. Let's try that. I've got two mini tuners. Oh yes. 3 green lights. Oh, let's have a look. There's some live action. Here we are. Some live action. So let's get me out of the way, and we might be able to get. I don't know if it's going to work. 333 is for me, but yes, watching the green lights. Oh, it's gone off. Watching the green lights is very exciting. He must have just stopped. That's a shame. So we may not see may not see anymore. Probably wait till I put the camera back up on its stand, I expect. But yeah, it may have gone off now. So oh dear, the excitement of it all. So there we go. I don't know if I can't get this camera to stay still now. No, it's oh dear. Anyway, I might need it again. So let's just try and park it. Right. That'll be somewhere near, I reckon. There we go. Oh dear, oh dear. Right, yeah, my head's still there. I think so. I'm watching. I haven't got any other monitor, you see, because it doesn't come up on the ports there in this particular mode. So I have to watch the received and see exactly what's going on. I obviously could tune into my signal, I suppose, but there we are. Yeah, so very good indeed. Okay, I'll just see if anything else happens. But that was that was quite good. We had the 3 green lights. But we had to go down to 125 to make it work. Conditions are varying all the time as far as the propagation is concerned, as is always the way, of course. But a bit of DX is something I love to do. DX. You're not always successful, and I think because of that fact, when you are successful, you get very excited. There was excessive excitement on SQ earlier, about half an hour ago. But there we are. Yes, it seemed a bit of a long shot, really, because I say my 77's beam is not really designed for such activity. I have got 2/3 of a tonner that I put up, but I can't fit that on this mast because it's on the side of the house, and our houses are very close together. The gutters almost touch, and so most of the aerial is actually hanging over next door, which I don't think is probably strictly how it should be. And so, so I can't put another beam on. It'll be be coming out the other side of the house. So they may not go for that. And so there we are. Anyway, we're having to think. The lockdown stuff scuppered some plans that I had to have akin to a tenor mast. It's not a tenor mast, but something similar. So we'll try and when things settle down a bit more, then perhaps we'll have another crack at doing something like that. Because climbing about all over the roof is not ideal anymore. I've got a dodgy knee. I've got lots of things dodgy, strictly speaking. But the dodgy knee, if it gives out when I'm stood on the roof with both hands on an aerial, is obviously. Oh, it's Ryde that's getting the signal, is it? Oh, I see now. Okay. Yeah, because I haven't had this before. That yeah. Okay. I haven't got the lock light. Yeah, it's the Ryde that's picking up the QO100. Oh dear, oh dear. Talking of the Ryde, I don't know how it performs. I've had mixed. It works extremely well on everything else, but the 125 kilosymbols, once it's locked, it'll stay there indefinitely. I've done those experiments, but I find it sometimes when it's in scanning mode, it sometimes misses the 125 from local tests. But I put that down to perhaps when you're transmitting in the same room, it's not really ideal. I don't know how anyone else has experienced with it on the 125 kilosymbols, but so I've not put that into the scanning thing at this juncture, but I shall return to that and do some tests off air. When I've got some stations that can send me 125, then I'll just manually set it up for it, and we'll see how we get on then. But very pleased with the rides. I say we've done all that. I decided I need I also need a sort of development one, because These two rides here need to be in the repeater, and they need to be available all the time. So I can't fiddle too much with them. So I need another one to fiddle with. So I've done another little front panel for to be the same. It's that way up actually. That way up. This is our little version. Hello. Who's that? That's my boy. I think. I'll catch him. I'll catch him in a minute. Dear, dear. He keeps ringing me when I'm on air. That's mainly because I'm always on air, I suppose. Can't really knock him for that. He manages to now avoid the 7 till 8 when I'm always on, but hasn't quite worked out the Thursday thing. But never mind. France now sending to Rob 250 S1. Oh crap! To work. How old is that message? How old is that message? I'm gonna have to make a reference of whether it is right. Okay. I got to turn the beam now, haven't I? Oh dear, oh dear, I should go really because I've got to go to work, but I'm just I can't resist the urge to swing the beam to France now. So I'll have a quick go. If I don't see anything immediately, I'll jump in off of here. But okay, France is not good for me, it seems. Okay then. I don't think I'm gonna catch anything necessarily. Over there. Yeah, not enough. I'll play it. I'll play on my own then. That would have been cool if I could have shown you that. But there we are. Okay then. 73s for now, and see you all next week. G4KLB. I've got carrier lock. The excitement of the DX. It's like I don't have to sleep tonight, isn't it? I have got a carrier lock. Quite strong. Okay. Oh, so if I stop transmitting, that might help. 73s. G4.
Okay, G0 Ace of Q, it was to take it, but apparently has no power there, so I'll take it and see if Tony can come on at the end. Colin, oh hello Mike, yeah, right, okay. I'll put you back on in a minute, Mike. Colin, the ride on 125, the reason it might not lock up on it is it hasn't got long enough to dwell on. If you leave the skip time at 5 seconds, that's marginal for locking onto a 125 kilosymbol signal. So if you're going to include 125 in the mix, you perhaps need to increase that time to 7 or 8 seconds, which you can do in the advanced settings menu on the console. I briefly tried to reconfigure for 77s whilst Colin was on then, and promptly dropped the stream because of the complex wiring in the shack. I managed to I thought, I'm not using that mini tuner, I'll use that for 77s. The only problem was it's the one that powers the LMV, so that didn't work very well. Okay, I'll make this my final mic to close the net. So G0AZQ to take. Oh, I think I'm being jammed. G0AZQ to take it. G8GK.
Aha, now we have power. And we have audio. Right, we'll just mute that. Right, the remote control decides not to work. I think we might have a problem with remote controls which are arguing with each other. So we turn that down, and there we go. And especially for you, Colin, while this is all working, let's just see if we can change onto that camera. That was probably a waste of time. Right, before you go to work, Colin, this is something I've saved up for you, and so we'll change over, and whether this will work or not, I don't know. So let's get the remote control for that, and have a go.
Rolls-Royce Olympus 202, two-shaft turbojets, £16,500 of thrust each, so about £65,000 altogether. Not much perhaps by modern standards, but pretty good then. She was subsonic. Going back to that original drawing that Roy Chadwick made, if you expand it in length by 1 3/4, 1.75, you get recognisably Concorde, because she is, of course, Concorde predecessor. Concorde also had Olympus engines, although developed Olympus engines with reheat. So flying her today, captain is actually flying up the display, is Captain Phil O'Dell on. The man in the upper seat is Bill Ramsey, who was flying her earlier in the formation. And the third member of the crew, the air electronics officer, one of the backward-facing 3 rear seats, is Phil Davies. Here they are with the wheels down. She's not going to land just yet, but you get to see the wheels down in this bimasterable, 18 of them, 16 on the main undercarriage, and 2 on the nose.
Got any audio?
Oh, I have a picture. One picture, one frame. I've managed to receive one frame from you, Rolf. One frame of video. But I can see
So
you in the chat there.
the noise is
9ZG and 0DT.
Rolf. It's Rolf working Rob. F9ZG. That's quite a good DX for 77's DATV, so well done, Rob. Unfortunately, because I can't receive F9ZG, I can't show you any pictures, but there's a bit of a lash up here. In fact, I can't see the chat at the moment either, so let me just make some adjustments so I can. I think we're moving to a different frequency on 2 meters. Oops. Cables are never long enough, are they? So this is what we're receiving on. Don't know if you can see that. Sorry for the very shaky cam, but it's the ports down. I tried with the Ryde, but the Ryde just doesn't seem to be able to lock it, and I'm not sure why. Because the ports down locked straight away, so that was interesting. Maybe it's something to do with the mini tuners or whatever, I don't know. But there you go. I was hoping Rob would be on and I could relay him, but anyway, you just have to believe me. He was an excellent signal, MER of 10 at 333 kilosiemens, which is not bad for nearly 400k, so that's good. Not much else to add, so I'll maybe come back a bit later and I'll try and send signals to Rob and see what happens. I think they've QS-wide on 2 meters to a different frequency because the French have different band plans. So let's find the thing to transmit, turn the transmitter off and do that. 7-3 everyone.
Okay, it's good to see a bit of excitement on the net. I'll let everybody go off and work their DX, and I'll try and rewire to look at 77s from down the hole here. So G8GKQ closing the BATC net, and see you all next week. Thanks for coming on, G8GKQ.